All right, y'all. We got some good shit coming up tonight, coming out of Brooklyn. Two fights that I really want to see, boxing related. We got Hammer and Hank Lundy versus Thomas Delorme. I'm gonna go ahead and cover that in a separate video. But in this video, I'm gonna cover the main event, which is Gabe King Rosado versus David Lemieux. Now, if you guys are not intrigued by this matchup tonight, then you're not a real boxing fan. And the reason why I say that is you got Gabe King Rosado. This motherfucker is tough, man. This is a Philadelphia fighter, and he reps Philadelphia well. You know, Philly people are known for their toughness, their ruggedness. You know what I'm saying? Think Bernard Hopkins. You know what I'm saying? So, and he brings that to the ring. He's fought a lot of good people out there. He's fought the better opposition. He's one of them type of guys where his record doesn't do him justice, basically. He's 21 wins, 8 losses with 13 KOs. Now, if you look at the record, let's say you're getting into boxing, right? You're getting into boxing, you look at the record, you're like, oh, this dude's trash. He's one of them cats, but in reality, he's the type of guy that you don't want to fight. Especially if you're trying to get to the next level, where in boxing is a type of sport where it's what have you done for me lately? You could be dominating cats. You know what I'm saying? 45 wins, 45 knockouts, no losses. But you step in the ring with the wrong motherfucker like Gabe Rosado and lose, you know what I'm saying? You got to climb back up the ladder. You got to gain the public's respect back. These are the type of guys that people don't want to fight, man. Gabe Rosado is a beast. I like this dude a lot, man. He goes in there. You know, this is a guy that was boxing and working at Home Depot at the same time. You know what I'm saying? His interviews are real. You know what I mean? He goes in there, says what he has to say. You know what I'm saying? He gives real feedback on shit. Goes in the ring, gives his all, wins, loses, goes the fuck home and does it again, man. Stays in the training camp year round. I like this cat, man. He won't be elite. He will never be elite. But he is definitely one of those rugged fighters that you don't want to fight if you're trying to get to the next level. You don't want to go through this cat. And usually if you do go through him, you're going to be said or be talked about as the next guy. I mean, look at Jermell Charlo. That's who Gabe Rosado fought last, I believe. He fought Jermell Charlo, the better one of the Charlo brothers. Now, which one do you think is getting talked about the most? Exactly. So, we got Gabe Rosado. He's 5'11", 71 and a half inch reach. All right. My thing about him is my main criticism is he cuts too easily. I mean, you blow on this dude's face, man, it's gonna cause a cut. You know what I'm saying? So with that type of skin, that fragile skin, he's going up against a guy in David Lemieux who likes to get inside and throw powerful hooks, man. That's his game. He's going to get inside. He's going to throw powerful hooks. I fear that Gabe, his face is not going to be able to hold up. Perfect example, look at the Peter Quillen fight. Gabe was whooping his ass, man. Now, I had Peter Quillen winning the fight, but after the fight, I was like, damn, I probably would have lost some money. You know what I'm saying? Gabe Rosado was whooping his ass. In the first half of the fight, Peter Quillen had the better of him. He had more rounds. But when we start getting to the latter half, I can't exactly remember when they stopped the fight, but we start getting to the latter half, you see Peter Quillen, he's starting to have stamina issues, and Gabe Rosado is bringing it on. He's bringing the pressure. And Quillen is having trouble, creating distance. And that fight right there showed me that Peter Quillen cannot fight on the inside. That fight right there. So for you boxing fans out there, if you watch you see Peter Quillen's next fight, whoever he's gonna fight next, we don't know who he's gonna fight next. I don't think he has on schedule. But if he's fighting a pressure fighter, you might want to look into that. If you're a betting guy, you might want to look into that. Because he cannot fight on the inside. It's not that he can't fight on the inside, but he likes to create distance. Let me put it that way. He has trouble fighting on his back foot. Put it that way. So if a guy's pressuring him and smothering him, he can't get the punches off that he wants because he needs the distance to do it. That's the issue. And Gabe Rosado showed that shit. So, anyway, but in the latter half of the fight, Gabe Rosado's turning it on. Motherfucker got a big ass gash like somebody just gave him a $150 across the eyebrow, you know what I'm saying? And they had to stop the fight. Now, I mean, I was mad because the fight got stopped. Mind you, I had my money on Quillin. But I was mad that the fight got stopped because I was starting to enjoy the shit out of the fact that Gabe Rosado was coming back. So, hopefully, man, he's not known for his defense. Gabe, I mean, he's just known for being tough. I'm saying hopefully for his sake that he don't get cut and the fight don't get stopped too early. But let's be realistic, he probably will get cut. And that might be the issue in this fight. Like I said before, though, as far as experience, he's fought the better opposition. You know, I just mentioned Peter Quillin. He's fought Gennady Golovkin. Of course, he moved up in weight to fight Gennady Golovkin. And you know, being the tough man that he is, he requested no catch weight. He said, I'll fight this motherfucker at his weight. And he got knocked out. But he did fight Golovkin. That's experience. Like I mentioned earlier, he fought Jermell Charlo. He fought Alfredo Angulo, the good Alfredo Angulo. You know, Angulo actually knocked him out in 2009, but that was the good Angulo. I think if he fought Angulo today, he'd probably beat him, you know. And then he fought a cat named Derek Ennis. Now, a lot of you might not know who he is, but he ain't no chump, man. Look him up, Derek Ennis. He's not a chump, and he lost to him by majority decision. So, I mean, he's fought the better opposition. He has the experience. I wouldn't say he's Albert Einstein in the ring, you know what I'm saying? But he knows how to get it done. I mean, he learned on the job. You know, he working at Home Depot, you know, get a call for a fight. Yeah, I'll fight the cat, you know what I'm saying? He went in there and took some L's early in his career, you know what I'm saying? But as far as anybody dominating him besides Alfredo Angulo back when, you know, Gabe Rosado was still learning on the job, when he actually transitioned into the Gabe Rosado that we know today, the only people that have dominated him were Golovkin, and I told you what the reason for that was, and Jermell Charlo, and that's just because Jermell Charlo is a fucking beast. So, even Jalen Love, I had my money on Jalen Love in that fight, but I felt Rosado won. I mean, I took the money, you know what I'm saying? But if you ask me, I say Rosado won the fight. But that's my take on Rosado. Let's get to Lemieux. I don't want this video to be too long. You know, David Lemieux, 5'9". He has a 70-inch reach advantage, but don't worry about that. I shouldn't even said that shit because he ain't gonna use it. His thing is to get on the inside, throw bombs. That's his game plan. There is no plan B. Plan A is get on the inside, throw bombs. Try to knock the opponent out. His record is 32 wins, 2 losses, 30 knockouts. There you go right there. Only 2 fights went the distance. One of those fights was against Joaquim Alcine. And if you're a boxing enthusiast, you got to open the history book a little bit on Joaquim Alcine, excuse me. Most recently, Alcine is a shot-ass fighter. And it's ever since he got knocked out by none other than Alfredo Angulo, his career changed. He got knocked out in the first round by Alfredo Angulo, and after that, motherfuckers have just been taking turns on cat. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to open up the history book and look at him a little further before the Angulo fight, and that's the one that beat David Lemieux, that took him 12 rounds and beat him. Now, I think if they fought today, Lemieux would probably knock this motherfucker out in less than 6. But nonetheless, Lemieux still lost a 12-round decision to someone that I see of having a suspect chin. Also, Lemieux has stamina issues. Perfect example of this is against Marco Antonio Rubio. Rubio being the guy that just laid down against Gennady Golovkin in 2 rounds, which I think was a bullshit-ass fight, borderline fix. Because he's not a bum and he's not a scrub. I don't know why the hell he laid down like that, but you know, anyway, that's neither here nor there. But against Rubio, you know, he's whooping his ass. he's whooping Rubio's ass. Rubio's is forced to cover up because the power's too much for him. So he's just covering up the whole fight. But then Lemieux gasses out. That's when Rubio sees that. He starts throwing punches, throwing his straight punches that he likes to throw, throwing his cross, getting around David Lemieux's defense, and he just took him out. Now, basically, with that said, David Lemieux cannot go 12 rounds at 100%. He can't, and it makes sense because if you're in there throwing bombs, you know what I'm saying, you're in there throwing bombs all day. That shit takes your stamina away, man. It sucks up your stamina. Especially if you're throwing bombs and you don't hit the person, it sucks up your stamina. Not saying that he's inaccurate, but, if you're throwing hooks the whole goddamn fight, you're not going to land every last one of them. You're going to hit air a lot of the time. That's going to sap up your stamina. So it fits the fact that he can't make it to the 12th round. You know what I'm saying? So, he's fought bums pretty much his whole career. I mean, besides the Alcine fight and the Marco Antonio Rubio fight, the two losses, I mean, the only guy that I can say that I can give him credit for is a little credit for is Hector Camacho Jr. I mean, he knocked him out in the first round, but Hector Camacho Jr. was a highly touted prospect early in his career. Now he just, he's a washover, you know what I'm saying? He's a washover. Nobody really talks about him. Nobody really gives a fuck. And that's when David Lemieux fought him, so it ain't really no big thing. But what I really think about this fight, I think it has fight of the year potential. You got a guy who does not get taken out very easily, and Gabe Rosado going against a guy that looks to take his opponents out very easily, and David Lemieux. Man, I see fireworks. I see bombs being thrown by both parties. I see possibly a knockdown, couple knockdowns, motherfuckers getting up, getting back to it. My prediction, I believe Gabe Rosado wins this fight. Now, let me just say this shit. See, there's a whole lot of scary motherfuckers on YouTube, man, that make videos and they scared to make predictions. This is a toss-up fight. This is a toss-up fight. But see, the difference on my channel is I don't give a fuck about being wrong. I mean, I watch other people's channels and shit, and they'll be talking about predictions, and they'll be like, I don't want to make a prediction. No, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be wrong. I don't give a fuck about that. This is what I care about. You know what I'm saying? I care about giving you guys the right analysis of two boxers before they get in the ring. Okay? If I say a boxer is supposed to do something to win, and he does that same thing that I said and he loses, that's when I'll have an issue with what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? But if he does what he's supposed to do to win, you know what I'm saying? And, he may win the fight or whatever, or he may lose the fight by a close decision. That's not an L on me. You know what I'm saying? For instance, if Gabe Rosado goes in there and he's not using the outside like he needs to, I think he needs to use the outside. If he's not doing that and he goes in there and gets knocked out, well then shit, that's not a knock on me. I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? Every fight that I make a prediction, or at least a fight that I think is relevant to the sport of boxing, I'm gonna make a prediction, and then I'm gonna throw the goddamn where I think is gonna happen. If he's gonna get knocked out, it's gonna be unanimous decision, split majority. I don't care, because I don't care about being wrong. All I care about is the type of analysis that I give you and if it was right. So, Gabe Rosado, majority decision. I think David Lemieux is gonna find that this guy's a little too tough. Plus, Gabe Rosado right now is a plus 180. I think that's good money. That's good money. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Lemieux coming over to the United States for the first time. It's good money. And he's fighting a rugged motherfucker, man. It's good money right there. If I had to make two bets, I would take, my first bet, of course, I would take Gabe Rosado by decision, but then I would take Lemieux by knockout. And that's pretty much all he can do. There is no plan B. Comes forward, tries to knock you out. And if he can't get you out of there, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit. I'm just going to keep trying to do the same thing till I get tired. If this fight goes past 8 rounds, Las Vegas doesn't think it'll go past, doesn't think it'll get to the 10th round. I say if it goes past 8 rounds, there's a possibility that Rosado gets the knockout, or it keeps going and he wins the decision, because Lemieux's going to fade if he doesn't get him out of there by 8 rounds. So, I already made this video long enough. I'm going to go ahead and conclude this. Let me know what y'all think. Do what you do underneath the video, but be real. This is real talk for real fans. 1.